Welcome to the Deep Dive, your shortcut to being well-informed. Today, we're plunging into a topic that's, well, it's everywhere, isn't it? Transforming our roads, our cities, our future. We're talking about the undeniable rise of electric vehicles. The EV revolution isn't just knocking on the door, it's burst right in, it's here. But, and this is the kicker, as fast as this future is accelerating, there's a pretty significant, almost hidden speed bump emerging.
A big one.
Yeah, we're seeing a severe global skill shortage. It's rippling across the entire EV industry. You've got governments setting these really ambitious adoption targets, manufacturers scaling production like crazy.
At a breathtaking pace, really.
Exactly. But the specialized workforce, the people needed to actually build, service, maintain these vehicles, they're just not keeping pace.
Not at all.
It's a critical issue. And honestly, if we don't tackle it effectively, it could genuinely pump the brakes on moving towards that greener, more mobile future we keep talking about.
And the implications of this shortage are pretty profound when you dig into it. We're looking at potential project delays, definitely. Compromised safety standards, too, especially when you're handling high-voltage systems. That's serious.
Very serious.
And ultimately, there's a real risk of just failing to meet those crucial climate and mobility goals everyone's aiming for. So this deep dive is all about how cutting-edge tech is stepping up, how it's addressing this really urgent challenge. We'll be exploring Eon Reality's XR Library Premium. It's an AI-powered augmented and virtual reality solution. It seems to be a key player in sort of empowering the next generation of EV professionals.
Right.
And for you, our listener, this dive isn't just about outlining the problem, It's about illuminating how this specific, practical, and actually incredibly scalable solution is already making an impact. It shows how technology can rapidly build competence in such a critical sector. It directly affects our future mobility, our economy, even the safety of our communities, really.
Okay, let's unpack this a bit more then, because when we talk about the EV revolution, it's so much more than just seeing Teslas or Rivians on the road.
Oh, absolutely.
It's this whole new, intricate ecosystem, and it demands these highly specialized skills at, well, every single touch point.
Exactly.
What we're witnessing, based on everything we're seeing, is just an unprecedented demand for this kind of training right now, globally.
Absolutely. And the skills gaps, they aren't just general gaps, they are specific, critical, across multiple areas. Think about high voltage safety. I mean, it's paramount when you're dealing with systems running from 400, sometimes all the way up to 1,000 volts.
It's huge.
It is. Then there's the sheer complexity of battery manufacturing and handling. Very precise stuff. And setting up and maintaining the charging infrastructure that's got its own nuances. Plus the specialized diagnostics and service needed for electric powertrains. These are all areas facing really significant shortages. And the traditional training methods, often slow, costly. They simply cannot deliver the skills needed at the speed or scale required now.
Which leads to risks.
Which introduces very real safety and operational risks, yeah.
And it's not just about the folks, on the factory floor or in the service bay, is it? This challenge seems to have a much wider reach.
Exactly. It's not just assembly workers or mechanics, though they're crucial. This impacts everyone across the entire EV life cycle, from the engineers designing the components to the technicians on the assembly line, the first responders arriving in an accident scene, even emergency services dealing with a breakdown on the side of the road. It's about ensuring every single EV, from production right through to repair, is handled safely, efficiently.
Right.
And ultimately, that affects everyone on the road. It affects the fundamental reliability of the charging networks that, let's face it, we're all going to depend on more and more.
Okay, so if that's the monumental problem, where's the solution?
This is where it gets particularly interesting, I think. We've been looking into how Eon Reality and their XR Library Premium are tackling this head-on. It's described as the world's most comprehensive skills-to-jobs platform, powered by something called spatial AI. Now, that sounds like a mouthful, but the implications here seem enormous.
They truly are. What's fascinating is how XR, that's augmented reality and virtual reality, fundamentally transforms the training process. Think of it like a fully immersive bridge, going from just knowing something in theory to actually mastering it practically.
Okay.
This tech lets learners practice high-risk procedures, maybe incredibly complex ones, or even things that are prohibitively costly to practice on real equipment. They do it all in safe, fully immersive virtual environments,
Right.
which completely eliminates the real-world dangers.
No risk of electrocution, no risk of damaging expensive parts.
Exactly, and none of the significant expenses tied to traditional hands-on training. You can fail, learn from it, try again, all with zero real-world consequences. That fail-safe learning idea is powerful. But you mentioned spatial AI. How does that lift this beyond just, say, a standard flight simulator type of thing?
Ah, good question. That's the key differentiator, really.
Correct.
Crucially, this isn't just static VR, like a fixed scenario. It's powered by spatial AI. That means the artificial intelligence understands and actively interacts within that 3D virtual space.
So it's dynamic.
It makes the simulations dynamic, intelligent, yes,
Yeah.
not just pre-programmed paths. This allows for real-time personalized feedback, adaptive learning pathways that respond directly to how the user is actually performing. It's almost like having a highly skilled, incredibly patient instructor right there with you, guiding technicians through complex tasks. It makes the learning process way more efficient, more effective than older methods.
I could see that.
And the biggest benefit for the learner and the industry: unlimited, repeatable practice. For mastering tricky skills like handling those high-voltage systems or delicate battery bits, that repetition is absolutely crucial, developing muscle memory, real confidence. It truly accelerates competence and readiness. So when a professional faces that real-world scenario, they've already done it countless times, safely, in the virtual world.
That's a huge leap forward.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's guide you, our listener, through the 4 critical training groups that the source has highlighted, where XR Library Premium is really making the biggest impact, starting with the absolute highest priority areas.
Makes sense.
First up, Group A, high voltage and safety. You mentioned the danger earlier, 400 to 1,000 volts. This sounds like an area where immersive training isn't just nice to have, it's critical.
It's non-negotiable, really. The XR Library Premium allows practicing these high-risk procedures in incredibly safe, immersive environments. It turns danger into an educational opportunity, basically. This group includes modules like NFPA 70E high-voltage electrical safety for EV systems. Workers simulate identifying hazards, selecting the correct personal protective equipment, PPE. There's also arc flash hazard recognition and response. Learners rehearse prevention, emergency protocols, all in virtual high-voltage bays. And critical lockout-tagout procedures, LOCO, for safely de-energizing circuits. Practice virtually, making sure no power is present during maintenance. Hugely important.
Absolutely.
And even things like battery fire suppression and thermal runaway response. These are meticulously recreated in XR, preparing first responders and techs for those rare but potentially catastrophic lithium-ion incidents.
Can you get us a really concrete example? What does that actually look like for a trainee?
Sure, absolutely. Imagine a new service tech.
Okay.
Instead of facing a live, say, 900-volt circuit for the very first time on a customer's actual vehicle.
Yeah, terrifying.
Right. They can rehearse isolating that exact circuit in virtual reality until they are completely confident. Until their movements are precise, they repeat the sequence, verify the voltage is off, confirm safety measures again and again. It eliminates any real-world risk before they ever touch a live vehicle. That level of confidence, that precision, developed without any danger. It's just invaluable.
Okay, got it. So critical safety covered. But if high voltage is the nervous system, then the battery, well, that's definitely the beating heart of any EV. The whole life cycle there, manufacturing, handling, service, it presents its own unique set of very precise and frankly hazardous challenges. What's so complex here, and how does XR help?
The complexity is immense, yeah.
Yeah,
Precisely because battery components are both incredibly delicate and extremely expensive.
right.
So this is an area where XR really shines. It allows for what we call digital twins of these components, virtual replicas. Training modules cover things like battery cell production, think electrode coating, formation cycling. Trainees practice contamination-free assembly in virtual clean rooms.
Which you couldn't easily do in real life for training.
Exactly. Prohibitively costly and time-consuming to tie up a real clean room for basic training. Then there's battery module and pack assembly, covering crucial thermal management systems, installing the battery management system, the BMS, making sure every connection is perfect. Learners can trace faults, interpret data in BMS diagnostics and troubleshooting modules, and safely rehearse removing and reinstalling those heavy high-voltage packs in battery service and replacement procedures. It even covers battery safety systems, integration fuses, contactors, vents protecting against overcharge, short circuits.
Wow. So the cost of a mistake there must be huge.
Staggering, yeah. For a practical example, think about this. One error during a battery pack replacement could easily damage a component worth, what, upwards of $20,000?
Ouch.
With XR, workers practice safe removal, installation, virtually. They master every single step, identify potential pitfalls before they touch the real thing. The cost savings, the safety benefits for people and equipment are just immense. Makes training much more efficient, much more effective.
Okay. Now let's pivot to something that affects every EV owner directly. Charging infrastructure. Global electrification absolutely depends on scaling reliable charging networks. That needs skilled hands.
Precisely. Yeah, this training group focuses on competence in installation, operation, optimization. It's vital for building that robust, accessible charging ecosystem we need. Modules cover Level 2 charging station installation and commissioning, simulating setups compliant with the National Electrical Code, ensuring safety, efficiency. There's also DC fast charging system installation. Teaches the safe handling and connection of those powerful 350 kilowatt plus ultra-fast chargers. EV supply equipment, EVSE preventive maintenance and troubleshooting are included too. Workers diagnose network faults, practice repairs virtually without impacting actual service for drivers.
Yep.
For network operations, modules cover load management, remote monitoring strategies, and crucially, smart charging and grid integration, preparing staff for emerging vehicle-to-grid tech, V2G.
V2G, where cars feed power back.
Exactly, where EVs can actually send power back to the grid. It's coming.
This sounds like it could dramatically speed up deployment and maybe reduce some of the headaches we hear about with new charging stations.
Absolutely. Consider this use case. Instead of disrupting a live, working charging station for training, or worse, facing costly rework after a bad install,
Right.
technicians can rehearse commissioning, load balancing, all virtually. They practice troubleshooting different network scenarios. It significantly cuts costly errors, ensures smoother, efficient operation, and faster deployment in the real world,
Which means less downtime for stations.
and a more reliable experience for you, the driver.
Exactly. Okay, finally, Group D EV powertrain assembly and service. This category sounds like it demands incredibly high precision. We're talking the core propulsion system here. How does XR prep techs for these complex systems?
Right, these XR modules meticulously prepare technicians to build and maintain these high-performance EV systems. It's very detailed. Training includes electric motor and drive system assembly. Workers assemble stators, rotors, bearings virtually, understanding the very precise tolerances required. Inverter and power electronics assembly and testing simulations, these cover semiconductor sensitivity diagnostics. These components are incredibly delicate, very expensive. XR allows risk-free practice.
Essential for those parts.
Absolutely. Then electric drive diagnostics teaches learners to spot early signs of failure in digital twins, analyzing fault codes, thermal data, vibration patterns. There are also comprehensive courses on high-voltage cooling system service for powertrains and batteries, addressing critical issues like coolant leaks, overheating risks. And in our increasingly software-driven cars, over-the-air updates, OTA, and EV software diagnostics are covered. Techs practice managing remote updates, cybersecurity protocols, calibration tasks, without ever risking breaking a real vehicle.
That's truly comprehensive. I can just imagine the cost savings on avoiding damage to those delicate components alone.
Indeed. Here's a powerful example. A new EV tech practices inverter diagnostics in XR, runs through various fault scenarios, repair sequences. They eliminate costly missteps on that fragile semiconductor hardware. Given high cost, the complexity, avoiding even one accidental damage during training, that translates directly to significant savings and gets technicians ready much faster.
So we've outlined the problem, this pretty groundbreaking solution. What does this all really mean? For the people doing the work, for the industry, the insights paint a clear before and after picture, emphasizing the real, tangible benefits.
The transformation is quite striking when you lay it out. Before XR Library Premium, safety drills for high-voltage systems, often limited, inherently dangerous to repeat often. Now, unlimited high-voltage and ARC flash rehearsals in XR, fostering genuine confidence, that crucial muscle memory. Battery handling training was costly, slow. Real hardware was always at risk. With digital twins, it's safe, repeatable, accelerates competence dramatically.
Big difference.
Huge. Charging station installs often suffer delays, errors, lack of trained people. XR rehearsals ensure faster, more compliant deployments. And powertrain diagnostics, typically learned reactively, right? Waiting for something to break in the real world.
Yeah, the hard way.
The hard way. XR enables proactive fault detection and repair practice, anticipating issues before they become critical. And fundamentally, where technicians might have been stuck in narrow roles, this immersive training effectively cross-trains workers across the whole EV ecosystem, creates a much more versatile, resilient workforce.
It really paints a vivid picture of progress and connects directly back to that need for speed and safety we started with. This brings to mind that statement from Dan Lajerskar, chairman of Eon Reality. He observed, "Electrification is the future of mobility. XR Library Premium gives the EV industry the fastest, safest, and most scalable way to prepare its workforce." Seems to encapsulate the solution perfectly.
It really does.
So to bring this all together then, Eon Reality's XR Library Premium isn't just another training tool on the shelf. What we're really seeing is a comprehensive solution, one that fundamentally links immersive learning to practical experience, which leads to recognized certifications, then onto high-demand jobs, and ultimately to sustainable income for people.
Yeah, it connects all the dots.
It's about providing that job-ready, safety-trained workforce capable of truly accelerating global electrification at the pace we actually need it to happen, making our roads safer, our future mobility more secure.
And this raises, I think, an important question for you, our listener, to maybe chew on beyond this deep dive. How might this shift towards immersive XR-based training redefine not just the EV industry, but workforce development across all high-skill, high-risk sectors?
Good question.
Think about healthcare, aerospace, advanced manufacturing, maybe even emergency services. What new possibilities does this open up for really rapid skill acquisition, for new career pathways in our technologically advancing world? Especially as we face similar skills challenges in so many other vital industries. Something to think about.